Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Today I am going to elaborately explain the topic rarity of human birth after the prayer. Achintyaya sachintyaya tasmai chintyatmane namaha haraya harirupaya brahmane brahmadayine. Salutations again and again at the holy feet of the great sage Shri Vidya Vyasa Bhagavan Shri Krishna Dvaipayana, who edited the Vedas, composed the Brahma Sutras and wrote Mahabharata and the 18 Puranas including Srimad Bhagavata. Salutation to Brahma Vidya Gurus, all saints and sages of yore to the present day. Jagadguru Sri Shankaracharya, who was an avatara of Lord Shiva, delved into the precious wisdom of the Upanishads and brought out the most rare gem in the form of unparalleled Advaita philosophy, or the monistic idealism, which gives you, in a nutshell, the glorious truth that you are in essence divine beings, ever perfect, free, full and blissful. This idea is contained in his famous memorable shloka. Shlokarthena pravakshami yaduktam granthakotishu brahma satyam jaganmitya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. This gives very essence of all spiritual wisdom, and it is the last word in the transcendental realization expressed in the form of this shloka. Bliss is to be found in the spiritual reality which is within you. Realize this and be free. Now, this ultimate declaration has been given well and good. But how to attain it? Because you know that in your actual experience of worldly pleasures, your mental impressions are unfortunately gathered through the instruments of the mind and the senses. So, when your entire experience of pleasure gives you a perception of asat, achit and dukkha, how can you find the Sachidananda Atman? Everything in this world is fleeting in character. You do not find chit anywhere but only in the jada, insentient, everywhere. Sarvam dukkam vivekina. According to this declaration, there is only pain to be experienced in this world. If pain is constantly experienced by you, how can you find ananda or bliss? And in answer to this, seers and sages of your have shown the way by which we have to reach our goal step by step. In the Viveka Chudamani, there is a sloka which runs as follows. Durlabam trayamevaitat daivanugrahetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshrayaha. Three things are very difficult to attain. Only through the grace of God the jivas obtain them. To be born as human being is no small privilege. It is a very precious gift given by God to the Jiva. Having got a human birth, to have an aspiration for liberation is the next difficult thing to obtain. So, if one obtains both these, one is indeed doubly blessed. But having been born as a human being, if you do not want to know, and yet, even after knowing that if you do not know the way, you are not fully blessed. Therefore, if you get the shelter of a Mahapurusha, one who has known what has to be attained, and one who is in a position to show you the way, you can admit that you are thrice blessed. This unique blessing has to be remembered always. Then alone will you be careful not to waste the opportunity. When you know the real value of a thing, you take proper care of it and not otherwise. This life on earth is a halting place on the way to the achievement of the goal of life. Earthly life is transitory, for it's seen that everything that is born dies. Death is not the end of life. Therefrom, the value of the deeds and experiences in this life would be rendered nugatory. There were births and deaths in the past, there will be births and deaths in the future too, until self realization is attained. Life is a long chain of which the recurring births and deaths and planetary lives are links. Birth is caused by desires and actions. This present life is, therefore, meant to train the individual to qualify himself for a higher life, to stop births and deaths ultimately. This life is not the goal or the end, even as the path is not the same as the destination. If earthly life were the final goal, none would have died here. There would not have been mutation, pain, and sorrow. And there would be no sense of imperfection and no further urge or aspiration to transfer the present condition. The ever changing world proves the existence of an unchanging, imperishable being. Remember that you come alone to this world, and also you will pass away alone from this world. None will help you except what you have done here in this life. Your deeds will search you out and follow you. Your life is short and there are many obstacles to get over. Therefore, exert now with earnestness. Waste not precious time, but utilize every moment for the noblest of causes. Finish your journey quickly by practicing the right sadhana with the guidance of Guru or protector. Great shall be your glory, and glorious shall be your success. Many peace be with you on your spiritual path. Many blessedness wait upon you in all your pursuits. May the Supreme Master, the Lord of all, shower His blessings upon you all. Human birth is difficult to obtain is a famous saying from northern Himalayan to southern Kanyakumari. It is in ancient Tamil and Sanskrit literature. The above quote is from Viveka Chudamani of Adi Shankara. Let us look at the full shloka. For all beings of human birth is different to obtain. Human birth is difficult to obtain is a famous saying from northern Himalayan to southern Kanyakumari. It is in ancient Tamil and Sanskrit literature. The above quote is from Viveka Chudamani of Adi Shankara. Let us look at the full shloka. Meaning, for all beings a human birth is difficult to obtain. More so is a male body. Rather than that is Brahmanahood. Rarer still is the attachment to the path of Vedic religion. Higher than is erudition in the scriptures, discrimination between the self and not self realization. Identify with Brahman. These come next in order. Mukti or liberation is not to be attained except through the well earned merits of 100 crores of births. In the next sloka, he says three things are rare: human birth, the longing for liberation, and protective care of a great man. Tamil literature explains the same thing in a beautiful way. One of the 5 Tamil epics in Jivaka Chintamani, which gives the story of Udayana and Vasavadatta. The author Tiruttakka Devar says human birth is rare. It is like one yoke floating in southern sea coming next to another yoke floating in the northern sea, and a pole is interested into it. Human birth is rather than poles. Avvai answers Lord Skanda's question. Another famous episode in Tamil is about the grand old lady of Tamil literature, Avvayar, meeting Lord Skanda, thought-provoking questions just to enjoy her beautiful Tamil. He asked her what is bigger, sweeter, cruel and rarer. Let us look at the beautiful Tamil poem in Pull. Rare is human birth, Vadivel. Rarer is birth as a male with respect or perfect limbs and with full use of all the senses. Rarer still is attainment of knowledge and wisdom. Rather than this is the tendency to give and serve. And rarest of all is a life dedicated to spiritual enlightenment, for when one reaches the end, the heavens will open to welcome that person is the perfect of all human beings. For a Jivatma, to be born as a human among the innumerable species of life is itself a unique blessing in the arduous journey through countless births. Human birth provides the exclusive opportunity to pursue the Purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Even in the brief lifespan, there is a inbuilt chance to gain access to knowledge of God, experience His infinite greatness, and seek salvation, observed Swami Bhumananda Tirtha during a lecture on Vedanta in life. In this context, he referred to Krishna expositions to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, harassing or emphasizing the need for focused perception to augment the rare human faculties of mind, speech, and intellect. Arjuna is beset with the onus of choosing the right path when facing the dilemma of fighting his own kings and the divine. While as a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight. At the battleground, he hesitates, accepting his inability to see things in proper perspective. He seeks enlightenment from Krishna. Krishna explores the value of human birth and the basis of spiritual progress, that beings with the differential between the eternal and ephemeral. An important aim of human existence is to engage in tattva vichara that can combine the terror of worldly pulls. An individual has to know the truth of his real life. The highest intelligence is the awareness of this Aditi, Atma Tattva. When one realizes the abiding truth that the Supreme Brahman exists eternally, is effulgent and all-pervading, and that is the world his illusory spiritual progress is ensued. Shastras provide the knowledge, the Shastra guidance, and to seek the subtle and sublime truth through upasana. They show the way out of samsara. Many have delved into this import to make it accessible in the form of sutras and bhakti. Karma or the Supreme Brahman that capture the essence of these concepts in an aphorism, and no amount of wonder or eulogy is too small to appreciate the value of human birth, which leads to salvation, and the Jivatma to his destination in the demanding journey. As per the long-lived gods, since their time is spent in a state of mental business, they are not at leisure to practice dharma. In outlying lands, the teachings of the Buddha are not extant, and so those born free are at leisure to practice. In outlying lands, the teachings of Buddha are not extant, and so those born there are at leisure to practice dharma. Non-Buddhists are those with views that are in accord with non-Buddhists are not at leisure to practice dharma. because their own mind streams are corrupted by such views. Born in a dark age, one will not meet with dharma. Thus, having a human birth, the support is the first resource. If one is born in outlying regions where there is no dharma, one will not meet the dharma. Having now been born in a place where there is dharma, in the second, the resource of place. If one does not have all of their faculties intact, that is a hindrance to dharma. Being free from that condition is the third. The resources of possessing the capacities of the faculties. If one has the extreme karma, one always engages in the non-karma or non-virtue, and one's back is turned to the dharma. Having interest in virtuous conduct at this time is the fourth and resource of having the special intention. If one does not have faith in the correct object, the Buddha's teaching, one's mind will not be oriented toward dharma. Now, having the ability to turn one's mind to the dharma is the fifth and three. There is some source of faith. The first common preliminary practices to realize the difficulty of obtaining a human life. The first four lines of the above verse 22 mention the difficulties of obtaining a human life. Recite these lines and meditate on the difficulty of obtaining a human life. To meditate is to link up in one pointed concentration. You should know what the 8 freedoms and the 10 endowments frustrations are. The first freedom is that we have a human life and are not born in hell. If we were born in hell, we would have no time to practice dharma because we would always be suffering. Next, the second freedom is that we are not born as a hungry ghost. If we were born the hungry ghost realm, we would be suffering from hunger and thirst. We won't have the time to practice dharma. At present, we are not born as a hungry ghost, so we are free from that state. The third freedom is that we have not taken birth as an animal. If we were in the animal realm, we would have no time to practice. Animals do not know what to practice and they are always busy trying to harm one another. They are chased by people. Fortunately, we were free from that side. The fourth of freedom is that we are not born as long life gods. These are gods who have no thoughts and have no surprises, so they have no will to practice dharma. And here we follow dharma to practice it and no desire to get rid of anything. We are free from the state. The fifth freedom is not being in a barbarous country where there is no Buddha or dharma, and so no way to compromise books and attach to it. The sixth freedom is being free from a wrong religion. Some religions practice human and animal sacrifices. Buddhism's basic teaching has become the popular one in India. If one becomes a follower of a religion that approaches the experience of the world, beings would not be free to practice dharma. But we are followed as dharma and free from the kind of watering and also connecting to the place or time where Lord Buddha and a Dhira don't exist at this. We are really free from such conditions. The eighth and last freedom is that free from being physically helpless or mentally dumb or powerless. If one is dumb, one cannot understand the meaning of the teaching. We are neither physically nor mentally helpless, so we are true from that kind of state. It is to us to have a wrong view, like not having faith in a way teacher and not having a pure perception of phenomena will be detected all the things. All the things gotten by is still not easy for us to be pure from wrong views. We must make an effort to keep away through wrong views. Having under the wrong views is one of the rarest and causes of the birth to take rebirth in hell. At the same time, the Buddha, there was a monk named Legpi Karna. He became an author, Kadabada, you can say story like this. He became an attendant of Buddha for 26 years, but never had faith in Buddhism. He told Buddha, you can climb a tree and have fruits. But Rama, looking at the text of Arjuna, the Badris, so applauded. So can I. The only difference between us in yoga, today you had 5 simple methods. If Buddha can have you, you will get calmly, easily happen to others. Among with 8 kinds of freedoms, we have personal and almost non-existent in India. So, the next existence of the Buddhas and the dharma is not prepared for himself. But the space is and time, and you should not take this second personal environment for a ground. And if one does not have the faculty of checking, it can be taken back with us. Now, the fourth one is now personal having a you eat all the things come by natural. The fourth personal endowment is not having a reverse life, not leaving dharma. If one practices accordingly and letters are peace in the nature, so no one has revealed in worldly wise. And it is, fortunately, we have the personal endowment with its having faith. And the fifth personal endowment is hanging faith in her, and there is no reason to promote. श्रेयकांताय कल्याण निधे निधेन्द्राम श्री वेंकटनिवासाय श्रीनिवासाय मंगलम मंगलाचार्य सर्वेश पूर्वयाचार्य सर्वदायास्तु मंगलम.